Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is John, your host for this show, and welcome to Soundcheck with CHRONOS. So for those who don't know me, my name is John. I am currently a point-to-point handwire tech for a amplifier company out here in Nashville, Tennessee, called Third Power Amplification. So I am 100% a gear nut, just like all of you. As you can see behind me, I have like a million things. So I thought it would be cool to kind of share my passion with you guys and show you guys the cool gear that I've accumulated over the years, as well as maybe work with some other brands. We'll see how big this gets. So before we get started with this video, I just want to remind you guys, please, if you like the content, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, I guess. I guess that's what YouTubers do these days. Today's episode, let's jump right in. I want to talk about a company that flew under my radar for a very long time. I've heard of them a little bit here and there. They are LSL. And LSL is a small boutique out in California, and I just picked up one of their guitars. Let me show it to you guys. This, my friend, is my brand new LSL Saticoy Custom. This was bought from Corner Music here in Nashville. They name all the guitars. This one's named Benji, and it's a really fantastic instrument, so that kind of sparked my creativity, and I wanted to get back into this again. So LSL is a company that some of you, including myself, have not heard of until more recently, and this might be your first time even hearing about them. It's because they're a very small team led by the founder, Lance Lehman, out in California, and they are true boutique, 100% hand-built guitars. And I'm not even joking, you guys. Not one part of this is done via like actual machine. Now, what I mean by that is their bodies are hand-cut, hand-carved, necks are hand-carved, and hand-formed, which means no two necks are the same. They hand-cut their pick guards, they hand-wind their pickups, they mix their own paint in-house. It is absolutely mind-blowing what this company is doing in 2021 when manufacturing costs and labor costs are through the freaking roof. I have so much respect for Lance and his wife, what they do there. They even freaking mold their own dot inlays. His wife literally molds every single dot inlay. It's insane. Sorry, I'm kind of like going off script here, but it's pretty nuts what these guys are doing over there. Now, Lance Lehman, they founded this company, him and his wife, in 2008 out of their garage. So they have really started scaling up in the recent past, and they are pretty much on par or even better than like Fender Custom Shop or Sir. They give you a $10,000 guitar, $10,000 custom shop, in a $4,000, $3,500 package. And it is absolutely mind-blowing what they're doing. And this is all down to Lance's experience in wood. Before starting in the guitar business and building guitars in 2008, he started a company from scratch called California Wood Products, later named Sequoia Wood Products. And they built the company from 0 to 200 employees. And he spent 16 years in that business, and then he started guitar business with him and his wife in 2008. And it's mind-blowing. It's honestly mind-blowing. And if you guys want to know more, there are a couple of factory tours on YouTube. I'll link them in the description below. Seriously, go check them out. But let's talk about my guitar, because that's what you guys all want to see, right? So this, my friends, is Benji. This is an LSL Saticoy Custom. Now, this guitar, I walked into Corner Music in Nashville, Tennessee, and I wasn't expecting to buy a guitar at all. As you can tell behind me, I have a ton of instruments and a bunch of amps. And I have a couple Strats. I have a vintage Strat behind me. So I wasn't even really in the market for a new Strat, to be completely honest with you. Every single LSL on the wall, and each one felt different. I grabbed this neck and I immediately felt at home though. This neck is incredible. This particular LSL spoke to me, and by the time I finished playing it, I was just take my money like right now. I was in love. I spent like literally 2 hours with this guitar playing through a million different amps and like trying to talk myself out of buying the guitar, because I was like, there's no way it can be that good that I need another Strat right now, especially a Sunburst one when I have a vintage 70 Sunburst behind me, right? But this was different, and I didn't even realize, but this guitarist's name is Benji, and they put the name on the back of the neck right there. And I had a dog that passed away a couple of years ago, and his name was Benji, and he was one of my favorite dogs I've ever had. And I realized after that, I had to have it, and this was almost like a sick twist of fate that, oh no, I had to buy another guitar. Now let's get into the specs. I'll put some B-roll of this beautiful guitar on the screen right now as I'm going through these specs. So the body is roasted ash with the distressed nitro sunburst. The neck is a medium to thick C, and I'm not kidding you when I say medium to thick C. This thing is freaking chunky as all hell. It's roasted flame maple, and you can just tell that this is a freaking choice piece of wood. It's incredible. 21 frets with 6105s. They are very, very, very comfortable. The frets came completely polished, dressed properly. Everything, there were no buzzing frets at all. Everything was perfect. Pickups, we have 2 LSL hand-wound single coils, and they sound phenomenal, and 1 push-pull hand-wound humbucker. It's a 25.5 inch scale length, a 1.65 nut width. For controls, we got a master volume 2-tone and a push-pull coil switch, a 5-way switch for those in-between awesome Fender positions. And we also have a Wilkinson steel adjustable vintage saddle. I'm not really a specs guy when it comes to guitars. I'm more about how the guitar feels. So let's talk about this guitar and get into the real review. Now let's start with the feel of the neck. I went up and grabbed this guitar off the wall, and immediately I felt like at home. This kind of shape, I was surprised because it's a baseball bat feeling neck. Like, it is substantial. Like, they're not kidding you when they say this is a medium to jumbo C. I would be afraid to see what an actual jumbo C, but just look at that figuring. Just look at the wood. It's fucking gorgeous. And it's so comfortable. The 9.5 inch radius fits this shape very well, and it just feels like a vintage Strat with modern playability, if that makes sense. It's not a compound radius, it's not a flat radius, so you don't get that kind of speed neck feel. But this neck feels like butter. Like it feels like you're cutting through butter with a hot knife. That's how I put it. It's that easy to bend. It's that easy to get up and down the fingerboard. It's just chef's kiss. It's amazing. Let's talk about initial setup. This guitar was basically perfectly set up out of the factory. I measured, the neck was completely straight, didn't even need a truss rod adjustment. I just switched the strings to some Stringjoy 10 gauge 10 to 46s, and action was set perfectly, exactly where I like it. It's just amazing. So now let's talk about pickups, hardware, and overall build quality, because I don't want this video to run on like abnormally long. So let's talk about all of that in one swoop. Okay, so the pickups are hand wired, and there will be sound clips right after this clip, so stick around for that if you guys want to hear sound clips through my Victoria Lux 3x10. Let's talk about the freaking pickups. Now, I have a PRS Silver Sky and a 1970 Sunburst Strat behind me. These pickups blow both of those out of the water. And I'm not even joking you when I say I am very, very picky with my pickups, with my tone. The pickups have to be warm and round. They have to be lower output. I like a vintage style lower output kind of pickup, but they also have to have this kind of warmth without being muddy, but also this kind of snap to them. They have to have that really snappy response, and they have to be very touch sensitive. I'm a very picky guitar player. All of my guitars are now dialed in for what I like. This guitar, I have no complaints about the pickup setup. The in-between positions sound abnormally glassy and so sweet. Can't even tell you. The bridge humbucker. Now this is where I was surprised. The bridge humbucker is fucking phenomenal. I'm gonna have to bleep it out in post-processing, but this bridge pickup is phenomenal. I can't even talk without cursing, because usually the bridge pickup for me, humbuckers especially, they're a little bit too pokey. They're a little bit too high output, and they tend to have this really kind of grating frequency in my upper ear. No matter which set I've tried like Bare Knuckle, I've tried Seymour Duncan, I've tried 57 Classics, Lawlers. They all kind of have this pokiness to them unless you get low winds. And I'm not sure what output these pickups are. I don't have a multimeter to measure, but I would think it's on the lower output because it has this really nice creamy element to it, very smooth, with this very kind of rounded over top end. It's glassy, punchy enough where it cuts through the mix, but also it's not piercing on the ear. Also, you have a push-pull on the tone knob for a coil split, so you have even more versatility out of that rear pickup. Now, usually I can come up with some form of gripe with the sound, but I really can't with this one. Usually roasted maple, for me, can be a little bit too focused when on a Strat. My Anderson has a roasted maple neck, and that guitar is very focused, very punchy in the mid-range, and it's extremely tight sounding. This retains a lot of that Strat looseness that I enjoy without being overly focused, and usually the roasted maple neck makes the focus a little bit too forward. It makes the guitar a little bit too much forward. This one is absolutely flawless, and it's crazy to me. So let's talk about now the hardware. So we have a Wilkinson trem, and this trem, I have tried to knock it out of tune with dive bombs. It won't go out of tune. On every one of my guitars, I grease the nut and I grease the saddles just to make sure it doesn't pop out of tune when I'm playing gigs or recording or whatnot. Very solid trem. Everything is aged. So I don't know how they do their aging process, but they're doing a phenomenal job with the aging. They even freaking aged the whammy bar. It's crazy. They've aged pretty much everything on this guitar. Now, without taking this guitar apart, I don't know what kind of pots they have in there, but they feel really nice. Pretty much no friction at all. Very smooth. The 5-way selector feels very solid. Everything just feels kind of solid with this guitar. Nothing feels cheap. The tuners, they're vintage style tuners. Don't know what brand they are. They are unbranded. Backplate, just whatever. It's a backplate. They did age it really, really well. It looks natural. 4-bolt neck heel joint, I guess neck pocket joint thing, neck plate. I don't know, but all the hardware feels incredibly solid, and you definitely get what you pay for. Now, let's talk about relic versus non-relic. So, for example, I have a non-relic Silver Sky here. I have a non-relic Silver Sky. I have a non-relic Telly, PRSs. Those guitars, sometimes I kind of get scared to play them out or play them live, and I would rather have a guitar that's beat already. I don't know. I know people like to do their own relicking. For live play, this actually calms my OCD. It's weird because I like my guitars pretty clean otherwise. But the relics, I can kind of knock these around, and if it chips more, it's even cooler. I think it's just the fact that I haven't dinged most of my other guitars yet, and that first one always hurts the most, you know? So I like relics for my workhorse guitars. I understand why people don't. But yeah, this one is tastefully done. If you look at the body, they did a very good job with natural looking checking. They put notches in the pick guard. They really got in here and aged every screw. The pickup covers, the switch tip, the knobs look like they have dirt in them, which is crazy. Like, they went ham. They rusted out the trem. Everything is aged, like properly aged. Nothing looks new. The back plate is aged. It's yellow and aged. I don't know if the camera will pick that up. The back plate is yellow and aged. The trem plate is aged. The tuners are aged. It's insane. It's literally insane. So I bet you guys want to hear this guitar. Overall, this is my number one now. And this is what's causing me to want to do YouTube again, this guitar. So major shout out to Lance at LSL. Amazing, amazing guitars. Now for these next clips, I'm gonna show you guys. I plugged into my Victorlux 3x10 EL34 combo, and I went through some tones. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I really hope you guys like and subscribe because it motivates me to make more videos. So leave a comment down below, tell me what you think of this guitar. Do you guys like relicing? Do you not like relicing? I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Bye.